Also, hello to YouTube. Welcome to the stream, or delayed stream. You can stop getting these delayed streams by simply following us on Twitch and then joining the streams live. Just saying. Just saying. But anyway, throw it out to you guys in chat. How are you all going out there? You keen for this one? All keen for a brand new C. Whoa, we just have a Porsche there. Frank Papalio doing, he's in the Porsche this year, and the Porsche is doing Porsche things. So, it's happened already. We have our first bin of the night. We also have to go through some of these team names, because the Shakedown has get some pretty creative team names out there. And I will also give you a full view of the circuit. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I just noticed something there. We might just drag that. Let's just fix up these new sponsors. Fix that down there. How's that look? Oh, that's much better. Now we haven't got anything clashing. Doesn't that look great? I'm happy with that. Hope you guys are happy with that too. But yeah, great to have obviously the SimGrid and Coach Dave Academy on board with the Shakedown Sim Racers. Of course, it is just me at the moment. Hopefully, we will see Naptic join us a little bit later in the night. Unfortunately, my usual partner in crime, Tyler Craig, he has chosen to take the night off, which I think he deserves. I think he deserves. He's done a lot of commentating of late, and yeah, he definitely needs to have a little bit of a break. Anyway, let's go through some team names. So we got Dustin Driver with I'd Rather Cry on a Lexus while driving a Lexus. Paul Huddy with Power Sim Sport. That's normal. WTF Racing for Paul Russell. That's not a bad livery either. That's a custom one there. Kovacs Dion for John Senekis. Triggered Racing, Grouse Motorsport, Zealous Motorsport. Mikhail Aspender Racing, okay. Ferrari Fanboy Racing for Nicholas Macbeth, swapping from the Lexus, interestingly enough. Nomad Racing, No Crust. Gotta find something. Come on, give me something. Someone give me something. Big Kahuna Burger. Oh, this is actually a pretty cool livery. See on the back there. Hang on, let's say what again? Gotta love it. Big Kahuna Burger. Especially if you love Pulp Fiction, you gotta love that. Oh, it needs more VTEC, yo. Actually, it doesn't. Interesting fact, most of the Honda race cars, and anyone who builds a Honda race car, usually what they do is they delete the VTEC, because VTEC is useless in a race engine. Prizes for anyone who can tell me why that is the case. Anyway, Dustin Driver is about to give us a quick lap of the Imola circuit. Hopefully it's a quick lap. I'm guessing he's hoping it's going to be a quick lap. So we're entering into the first chicane. Now I have to say, this track is one of those tracks that every single inch is just beloved by drivers. It's so fast, it's so flowing. There's only a few areas that you're really slowing down a lot for, but these chicanes are just so much fun. Now into Toza, one of the first slow corners of the lap, and then we fire it back up the hill once more. Up around this part right here, my favourite part of this circuit. Coming downhill into this fast right-hander. You've got to get on the brakes and get the car turned, downshift, and not loop the sucker before that it tightens up into that really tight 90-degree right-hander. And then this chicane here, abuse the curbs. Don't get out too wide. Those sausage curbs on the exit absolutely destroy race cars and destroy your laps. And now we're into the final 2 corners. Great passing opportunity, but it is so hard to get cars pulled up there because it is downhill, it's fast. Hello? That's not supposed to happen. Oh, okay, fine. So we are just experiencing a few little technical gremlins there. So hopefully we can jump back into the server. No, the server is down. Oh, there it is. Right. Let's reconnect. Interesting. Interesting. Fun and games already.
Go, go, go.
Do we mention a new series? There we go. We are into practice again. There it is. So we're back into it again. Slight little technical gremlin there. It's certainly a new one, but let's go for a little fly around this circuit and highlight some of my more favourite corners. So obviously, well, it's going to be really hard for me to pinpoint my favourite corners of the circuit because, like I said, every single inch of this circuit is just so much fun. You got these chicanes here. Depending on the car you run, you can somewhat abuse these little half sausage curbs, I guess, half bunning snags. You can abuse some of these bunning snags if you're in the GTR naturally. The GTR just eats curbs for breakfast. To this second chicane, we're going to see some bins here for sure. Another one of these corners. You've got a fast approach. You're getting up to almost top speed around the circuit up to this point. And you've got to slow it down, downshift, get it pointed in, and then slow it down even more so you can actually get around this little right-hander, and that is really tough to do. You've got to have a car that will be settled under brakes, but then rotate nicely for this little right-hander here. Absolutely no margin for error if you get it wrong. You end up in this gravel trap, you're going to be going backwards very, very quickly. Into toes up. This is a curious corner because it goes uphill. It's not off camber though. If anything, it almost has a slight banking, and you can just use a little bit of a bank just to get the car rotated and off the apex nicely. We see that Lexus demonstrate it actually quite perfectly. Who is that? I see an 86. Who's an 86? That's Harvey. This left-hander at the top of the hill again. So fast on entry, got a little bit of margin for error here, but not too much. Otherwise, you do get those track limit warnings. But if I had to pick one corner, one section of the circuit that I love, it's this section right here, going downhill, on the brakes hard, downshift, over the curb, and then you got to slow it down again so you can make the apex for this tight 90-degree right-hander that brings you back up the hill towards the chicane. It is not an easy task to do. This is where we're going to see some bins as well, for sure. All right, moving up the track, we got this little chicane here. Fun little chicane, depending on the car you're in, because obviously some cars can just swallow the curbs like the Bentley does, or the Boatley. You can just hit these curbs just right, just launches the car up onto two wheels. Sort of like how the Beamer just did it then, and then you can get the power down nicely. Look at this abomination. Look at this abomination. What is this? Selling Dion right down the side of that car. All right, into the Rivazza. As I was detailing when we were right on board with Justin Driver, very, very, very tough corner to get right. It's a passing opportunity, but because it's a downhill run, and again, you are almost at top speed when you come down this hill, it is really hard to get right. I want to brake hard, try not to nip the inside front. And then you got to get the car pointed in, and then onto this tiny little exit curve here. It's a lot smaller when you're in the car, I swear. Before you get up to the final corner, where you just lightly kiss this curb. You don't want to get too far onto these little sausages, because I don't think any car likes these particular ones. I get proven wrong straight off the bat. Can't even get the words out of my mouth, and I'm proven wrong. But yeah, that is a bit of a rough guide for Imola. And man, just a magnificent circuit. I love this track. Hello to your mate Dill, maybe Dill Lester. Great to see you in chat again. Are you racing tonight? I don't think you're actually racing. You're not racing, Dill. What is going on there? Oh, we're being raided by NS Racing. Oh, damn. Welcome to the stream, gentlemen. Or ladies. Whoever you may be. Joining us just in time for... Oh, Justin is pulled over on the side of the track there. That's looking terminal. Oh, at least he's crying in a Lexus. That's all I can say. Let's have a look at Pete Viney. Actually, we'll have a look at some lap time. So straight off the bat, Aaron Gantini joined the series late last season in the GT4 class, and well, he's up the front. Oh, never mind, he's just been toppled by Senekis and Adrian Rice. Now, which Senekis have we actually got? Oh, Chris Munro, he has binned it. That is a bit of a bin there for Chris Munro. Now, let's find out which Senekis we have. So there's two Senekises. There's two Gantinis. Okay, so we have John Senekis, and he is running the Dion, the Ceylon Dion BMW. Okay, good to know. Oh, thank you for the follow, NS Racing. Here's a name I know, Sean Bubb now. He's I've seen him running around in Octane. And he is a driver definitely to keep an eye on. Doesn't look like it right now, 2.6 seconds off the pace. But he will definitely start moving up a little bit later in the night. Interestingly, driver is still off the side of the track there. Hopefully he hasn't had a hardware issue. Your mate Dill? No, on a break? Oh, okay, no. It's actually, I can sort of sympathise with that. It does start to get to you running sim racing non-stop. Oh, that's a big lose for Bub now. Right in front of Matt Glow in. Up to say, this is an awesome livery. It's on. It's not quite the right car. But damn, it looks good. Ah. Whoa, that's a little bit fast. Can anyone guess why this is looking a little bit wrong? It's not quite a Mitsubishi Eclipse, but you know what? I'll let it go. Tell driver to get his bum moving. I don't think he can hear me. But we can definitely try. Actually, he might be in chat. You never know. But, yeah, I will actually take my hat off for this livery. There's been a lot of attention to detail here. Even right down to that little number 5 there, right on the bumper. Not bad at all. Navtic was. Everyone bullies you, Dill. Come on, mate. Let's see if we can find a few more few more cool liveries. Now there's Cam Norris. Keep an eye on him. Join him right at the right moment. 42.69. That puts him on top of the tower. And ooh, that is a BMW off the track there. That is the 710 of, if I can find them, I have no idea who that was. Never mind. But, well, geez, the margin's still tight, especially, it's only practice for sure, but this will sort of give us a bit of an idea of where everyone sits ahead of, well, for the race at least. Last chance for everyone to get those race setups perfected. In fact, let's return to the garage and we'll have a look at what our race schedule looks like for tonight. So at the conclusion of this practice session, we will be moving into qualifying. Then we move into the first of two 30-minute races with a second qualifying session after race number 1. Mandatory pit stop, I would imagine. So basically the same format as we had in the last season. But unfortunately, we don't have the GT4s this time. A bit of a shame. Just a personal preference. I love the multi-class format. It just changed things up so much, and just gave that added little element. It may have been frustrating for some drivers, but on the other side of things, it would have been quite a relief to have those slower cars on the track. But I think, I mean, I could be wrong, because as you can see, we got 32 drivers in this session tonight. That is not a bad effort. Not a bad effort from Shakedown. And Cam Norris, the man on screen, he is the one behind all of it. Sure, he's not working alone, but certainly he is the face of Shakedown SimRacing, and well, he's having a pretty good run of it at the moment, at the top of the leaderboard. Tell you who else is going pretty well. It's the 39. As soon as I find him on the map, where is he? Where is he? There he is. RJ Robertson. This is the reigning GT4 champion from last season. He's now obviously he's been forced to step up into the big leagues. Chosen to stay with the Beamer. And, well, unfortunately, it is the ugly BMW. Dude, I really I know I'd say this every single stream that I do with Shakedown, but geez, the front of this BMW, someone needs to redesign it. It's hideous. It's really hideous. I can't stand it. The back looks like a Lexus. Who's racing around in a rabbit's mask? Cam or RJ? Get that answer in a few seconds. Good old delay stream. But geez, Robertson having a good run at the moment. This is how you want to boost your confidence when you start in a new class. Fourth now, as Adrian Rice just pips him at the line. Let's try and find some new drivers. So we have Matthew Gentini, currently 22nd. He should bump up. No, he won't. Cam. No, yep, fair enough. I sort of figured you meant Cam Norris. Oh, he's taking it off. Damn. Damn, I was going to cross over to his stream and try and give us a bit of a laugh, but anyway. Oh, that's an awkward hit for Matthew Gentini. Now, of course, Matthew, the other half of the A&M racing team, and his brother Aaron. I can find where he is on circuit. I have no idea. There he is, in the number 3. So we've got number 2 and number 3. Same liveries as well. That makes it a little bit easier. Aaron's having a bit of an easier run in this session, up there in 5th place. We saw both the Gentinis enter in the GT4 class at the tail end of last season. bit of a force to be reckoned with, actually. They were battling away with the Sneakerses, both Jean-Pierre and John. So it'll be interesting to see how both the Continis handle the GT3 class. Right, let's try and find some new drivers in the server. So, Jason Leonard Scott, the big Kahuna burger. Aston Martin. Sort of touched on this livery a little bit earlier. Quite a creative livery, actually. I quite like it. Points if you know the reference. Hint it's on the rear wing. But, I thought he was up in 10th at one, so no, that's Harvey I'm looking for. But anyway, a little bit off the pace, 2 seconds. But running the Aston, one of the most comfortable GT3 cars you can run. Whoa, hello. That is Phil Clark binning it. So Phil Clark in the GT4 Championship as well last season. Paul Russell, I think this is a new face. No, he's run with us before, clearly. So running as a silver competitor, which is, well, Shakedown called their Pro-Am series. Anyway. Matthew Spinaz. 90% sure that we saw this guy running in the previous season in GT3, nearing the end. Ooh. A little bit unstable coming out of the Mineral. Glow, we saw him a little bit earlier. James Honor, we've seen him before. Jeremy Zeri. This is an interesting livery. This is a bit funky. Ooh, that is really funky, actually. Interesting. Someone correct me. Is this a custom livery, or is that a is that an in-game livery? I honestly don't know. I haven't seen that one before. But, yeah, Zeri running around the 222 in 15th at the moment. So he's currently matching Honor in front of him. I mean, the Porsche not the quickest in a straight line, but certainly rotates very well. Dan Siciliano. Good to see him returning in the Triggered Racing McLaren in the McLaren F1 colours. We've got Jose Paula Roldan. Needs more VTEC Yo. Stock ACC livery. Thank you, NS. And, Roldan, another new name in the series. Haven't seen before. So good to have all these new faces turning up. Macbeth, we've seen him in the Lexus, but he swapped to the Ferrari this season. Philip Clark, one of our GT4 drivers from last season. Sean Bubnow, we touched on him a little bit earlier. Regular in the Octane Online series. Certainly a driver to keep an eye on. Disregard that he is in 21st. Tell you what, the margin's very, very tight at the moment. Especially when you look at 11th down to 20, well, really 24th. Absolutely nothing in it. 1/10 will move you up a few positions. That's how we like it. Adrian Rice, seen him before. Chris Munro. This guy we've seen him before in the AK Racing V8 Supercars. Great to see him moving across into some GT3 action. Hopefully his Outback Queensland internet holds up this time. Running the Boatley. NS Racing. How do you get into a series like this? Mate, if you jump onto Facebook and look up Shakedown SimRacing, you join their group, and then they can give you their Discord. And that's how you join up with Shakedown SimRacing. Shakedown SimRacing, obviously part of the Shakedown group. Shakedown very much into anything sports cars, anything open wheel. They have groups for MotoGP. They're very, very, very dedicated to motorsport and promoting motorsport. Oh, Jared Matterford, here's another driver that we've seen before. He's jumped from the Aston into the McLaren. That's a very big change for Jared. I'll be honest though, I have not done any laps in the McLaren. I tend to avoid mid-engine cars. So the McLaren, quite a capable car in the hands of the right people. Nathan Harvey, another Shakedown driver, sitting 13th at the moment. He's a new name as well. Just keep looking up the order. Pete Viney, good to see him return for another season. Papelio as well, same for him. Nick Evans, good to see him out there again. A little bit off the pace, but still learning. He's in the BMW this time round. What was he in before? He was in the Porsche. I think he's made the right decision getting out of the Porsche, just quietly. Chris Monroe seen here. Let's see who else we can find. Chris Bradley, good to see him back for another season. Sticking with the faithful Aston. Luke Rose. Another new driver as well. Oh, okay, we're going to go straight into qualifying. Okay.
Go.
Well, let's get into it. Qualifying one. Who is going to be on top? Let's try and get someone who is at the... Oh, that is interesting. We have a car just parked up there. That is Aaron Guntini. He is having all sorts of dramas there. Hopefully that's just a little glitch, a little feature from Kunos, and he'll be back into it soon. Anyway, John Snekis will be the first one around the circuit to set a fast lap time. 10 minutes. Not really a lot of time when you think about it. You've got to get... Tyres sort of take about 2 laps just to get into their operating range. And in that time, you can't really overdrive the tyres, because that's when you start getting the graining and you start getting all sorts of other issues with the tyres. So realistically, these first 2 laps, they're sort of worthless. Once you get past that 2-lap stage, well, I mean, it's a, what, 1.5 minutes to get around this circuit. You're left with maybe 3 laps to set your best possible lap time. And hopefully get yourself as far up the grid as humanly possible. And if any man can do it, it is John Sinekis. Absolute powerhouse in Assetto Corsa Competizione in the Australian region. Interestingly, we have both the Grantinis still in pit lane. That is suboptimal for them. Looks like Aaron is still with some issues. Stuck at the exit of pit lane, half in the wall. That's not exactly the best way to start a new season. So Sinekis lead us around for the first time as we head up into the first chicane. Hard on the brakes, back down 3 gears, in a little bit deep. Tyres still coming up to pressure though. So this lap will really just be a banker lap. Just give them a bit of a delta so that when those tyres do start hitting their optimum range, they will start seeing some real times. See a lot of different lines through Toza as well. We see a few drivers, they prefer a wide sweeping line. We see other drivers just drive it to the apex like we saw then from Sinekis. Others may go for a late apex where they try and square the corner off and then fire off up the hill. It's going to be a place where we see some action. Brave stuff from Sinekis. Absolutely driving it through Aqua Mineral. chicane. Rather nicely, not using up too much space. Like I said, those sausage curbs on the exit of the chicane, they are a lap destroyer. Oh, he was on the limit there. He had to have half a tyre off nearly into the gravel trap there. Sonekis keeps it going, and we're about to see the first relative lap time for the session. The benchmark for everyone, a 42.077, and I think Sonekis can do a lot better. He goes past the 54. Indeed, 1.6 seconds ahead of Harvey. Rice goes into second straight away. Harvey back to pit lane already. Like I said, you've got to give these tyres a chance to get into that temperature, that optimum temperature range, as that is Siciliano very, very wide. Those tyres are going to be a little bit damaged now. So Sonekis still on top as the field starts streaking through. Norris up into third, 1.4 seconds off the pace. He gets bested by Bigioli. Great to see Bigioli out there again, still with the Boatley. Jeez, Sonekis firing the early warning shots in this new season. Of course, he started the previous season in GT3, but then decided to go back to GT4. Had a little bit of fun, which I can relate to. The GT4 cars are a lot of fun in this game. Certainly one of the more underutilised classes in ACC. Spinaz now up into second place, 0.5 of a second off of Sonekis, but Sonekis is about to go a little bit quicker, I would say. As he heads through the Rivazza. Very aggressive over the curb in the final corner. He fires down the main straight. Less than 5 minutes left on the clock. Right now, this is when the tyres start getting into their optimum range, and he does not improve. A 42.882. I think from memory got it a little bit wrong in the first chicane. Let's see, Aaron Gantini still stuck on the side of the track there. Adrian Rice still not able to improve. Dustin Driver does improve though. Up into third place, but Aaron Gantini puts it into second. Aaron Gantini. Oh, okay. We've got a little bit of an issue here on our stream. So Aaron Gantini, who, according to our display here, he is stuck in the fence, but it looks like we've just got a bit of a desync issue here. Even though he is stuck in the fence, he is turning laps. He's sitting second. Interesting. Very interesting. Ooh, Paul Russell picking up a little bit of dirt there just before the first chicane. Oh, Spinaz in the 111. He goes into second, and look at the margin there, 0.008 of a second between himself and Sonekis. So Matthew Spinaz on fire. Desperate determination to show that John Sonekis is not going to have it his own way in this season. Try and see if anyone else can improve. So Buzinski, the top-ranked AM driver, but I don't think he's going to stay AM for too much longer with the times like that. And then Paul Russell in the number 6 Porsche, currently top of the Pro-Ams. Again, I think Paul Russell, well, not really. I mean, not much between Paul Russell and Bigioli, as someone gets a little bit closer to the top. Don't know who it was that got to the top. Sonekis actually improves. He goes a little bit faster. We're staying with Matthew Spinaz. Of course, this qualifying session, very, very crucial for all these drivers. Imola is a difficult track to pass on. So we have the Rivazza. That's a passing opportunity, but it is very, very difficult. You have the entry into the first chicane, and then into Tozer as well. But that is really the only opportunity that you can make a pass around this circuit. So as we tick down to 1 minute 40 left on the clock, we've got a car coming out of pit lane. This is ambitious for Phil Clark. As I've discussed, it takes a little bit to get the tyres up to temperature, and he's only really going to get one shot at this. In fact, I don't think he's going to make it round for another lap. He's got Sean Bubnow just behind him, who is on a flyer. We can see the blue flags flying, and I think this is going to ruin Bubnow's lap. That is going to be so frustrating for Sean, but very experienced driver. He's been around the tracks quite a few times. He knows how this goes. And he's in for a very, very difficult night of racing, down in 25th place. Less than 2 seconds covering the top 25 though. That is very, very competitive. Jared Matterford, that's a driver I'm surprised is way, way down. And I think he is in pit lane. Is he? No, he's on track. Can't seem to find him. He's just up ahead here. So Jared Matterford down in 27th at the moment. This is not the best start for him, has to be said. See if he can get himself up a little bit closer at the end of this lap. 15 seconds ticking, continue to tick down. Our drivers return to pit lane now. So the checkered flag is about to come out. There it is, so checkered flag. Can Matterford improve? No, he can't. Well, he can improve. He goes up to 26th, but it is going to be a tough slog for Matterford in tonight's first race. Same can be said for Bubnow, down in 27th. It's a bit of a new one. Big Yoli is also in for a tough night. It's definitely better than 20th, that's for sure. Dustin Driver, he actually gets up into 4th place and stays in 4th. Less than 3/10 off of Senekis' pace. That's a great effort for him. We'll see if anyone else is on a hot lap at the moment. We've got to cycle through all these cars. Jason Leonard Scott in 25th at the moment. He's on a valid lap. He's got the 118 of Viney just behind him. And he will cross the line. He goes 22nd. Cam Norris is also on a valid lap. We can see him right now in the 666 McLaren. Down in 8th at the moment, but we know he can get up there when he needs to. And he goes 6th. Next car on a valid lap is Nathan Harvey. Quite an impressive debut for Nathan. In 14th at the moment, he's up there with some pretty quick drivers. Well, there's Aaron Muriel as well. Muriel has done well in the 69 Porsche. And Harvey gets into the top 10, top of the AMs as well. So we've got a few drivers that I think I'll be pushing for a bit of an upgrade to their ranking after tonight. But there you have it. Can we please return to garage so I can have a look at the... okay, let's just do it this way. So on top it is John Senekis, followed by Matthew Spinaz, Adrian Rice and Dustin Driver, followed by RJ Robertson. Great run for our reigning GT4 champion to get into the top 5. Cam Norris will join RJ Robertson on the 3rd row of the grid. Then we have Aaron Grintini, who is still glitching on our stream in 7th place. So we might actually just jump out of the server very quickly. Hopefully we can jump back in and that will fix up the issue for Grintini, because that is quite frustrating. Kuno's feature. Just Kuno's things. Do love how quickly these... No, we still have an issue for Aaron Grintini. He's not showing up on our screen. That's interesting. Anyway, Nathan Harvey will start off out of 8th. Then we have Basinski in 9th, and Matthew Grintini rounds out the top 10. We go back to Russell, Glow, Muriel, Viney and Siciliano rounding up the top 15. Rob Noble in 16th. Great to see Rob Noble back for another season. Moving up into GT3 after spending a season in GT4. And we have Zeri in 17th, Roldan in 18th, Honna 19th. Expect to see the 257 to move up through the field. Macbeth, same for the 555. Keep an eye on the 555. So I've got two watches going on for this one with Honna and Macbeth. Big Eoli down in 21st. That's going to be a bit frustrated with that one for sure. Leonard Scott in 22nd. Huddy in 23rd. Rose in 24th. Chris Munro, our seasoned V8 Supercar campaigner with AK Racing. He's down 25th, unusually. Jared Matterford and Sean Bubnow. Jordison, Papelio, Bradley, Phil Clark and Nick Evans rounds out the field. We have still got a bit of an issue here with Aaron Gantini. Oh, he's in pit lane, is he? He is in pit lane, so I don't know what that's all about. We have just got Kunos things happening here at the moment. Anyway, we'll get set for a start. John Senekis will lead the field around for their formation lap. Bit of a crucial lap. You've got to get some temperature into those brakes. Oh, we have a car off the track. That is Dustin Driver, who has binned it. I wonder if he has picked up any damage on the car. Oh, yeah, a little bit of a scrape down the side of the Lexus. Good to see that he finally managed to sell that AMG. In fact, interestingly to see that we have no Mercedes in the field. Yeah, very interesting. A couple of Hondas in there, which is great to see. Actually, I think we only have 2 Hondas in the field. So 2 Hondas, a few Audis out there with the new R8. Definitely the car that everyone leaps for is the Aston Martin. I can't blame them, the Aston Martin. It's such a cruisy car to drive. See Senekis just cycling through the brakes. Oh, Adrian Ross taking a little bit of a shortcut there. Oh, we have the 710 in pit lane as well. I think we have actually lost. Have we lost Aaron Gantini? We have lost Aaron Gantini. That's interesting. Okay, so we've got Kunos things happening to a lot of drivers. 710 is in pit lane. I don't know who's in 710. Nick Evans. So he's starting from pit lane. We're going to quickly go into our drone cam for the start of this one. NS Racing Honda is so much fun to drive. I actually agree with that. I'm a bit more of a Nissan fan. And such a shame that we have no Nissans in the field. So even though someone is going to win tonight, they haven't won because they haven't driven the Nissan. Anyway, let's get set for a start to this race. Senekis versus Spinaz. Who's going to be the fastest driver off the line? I'm liking the Lamborghini, honestly. As we get closer to the start gantry. And we'll fly over to the first chicane. We are away in racing, and Spinaz a little bit far ahead of Senekis. May have jumped the start a little bit out of position, but anyway, we are green and racing as it is a charge of the Light Brigade into the first corner. Where, look at this, 32 cars trying to stream through this chicane, and I think somehow we managed to squeeze through the first chicane. So well done to our shakedowners tonight for getting through that tough first 2 corners. But we've still got cars side by side. That's Matt Glow. Oh, Glow coming together. Oh, we got cars coming together now in the second chicane. Matt Glow has stopped in the gravel trap. Who is that has binned it? That is the 69. and the 319. So try and work out who that is as we have cars going everywhere. Look at Chris Munro. Great start from Chris Munro from 25th up to 17th. That is a brilliant effort for Chris Munro. And Matthew Pigioli actually up to 15th. So Chris Munro is actually in 16th. So great start for the two Bentleys. So we have Siciliano. He's had a pretty strong start. He picked his way through the carnage at the second chicane as we head through the little chicane. Oh, we got a car going sideways. That is Leonard Scott. And that will hand over 17th to Luke Rose. Paul Huddy now, he's in a prime position to go for a lunge into Ravazza. Oh, we got a car off the track. That is James Honner and Jeremy Zeri. So, you got battles all the way up and down the field, but your leader is still Spinaz. Here comes Jeremy Zeri. I love the straight line speed of that Lambo. We got cars still going side by side. Leonard Scott defending from Paul Huddy, and Huddy is going to be under threat. Oh, we have massive carnage up ahead. Oh, look at that. We've got cars going everywhere. That is one of the McLarens. That's Luke Rose. He's around. Cam Norris is around. Cam Norris is involved. Jose Paolo Roldan is around. Oh my word, we are going to have a replay of this. What on earth has happened? We're going to have to go to a replay. Let's find out what on earth has happened to Cam Norris here. So he's up behind Adrian Rice. Oh, he gives Rice a nudge. He's gone straight ahead. Rice has recovered behind Guintini. Oh, we've got a car sideways. Oh, Adrian Rice gets collected twice. Cam Norris gets involved. Oh, man. And then that's just absolute carnage up and down the field. Cars going around left, right, and centre. So tough start for this one for Cam Norris. We've got cars in the pit lane for repairs. So let's see. We have Aaron Muriel in there, Nicholas Macbeth, Adrian Rice. And that is it. So that elevates Paul Russell actually up into the top 5, and also Matthew Gantini. So one half of the Gantini camp is having a bit of a struggle, but the other half, they're going quite well. Up into 4th place now for Matthew Gantini. And he's trying to chase down Dustin driver Matthew Spinaz, who's had a moment somewhere, and that has allowed John Senecas back into the lead of this race. So, well, this is a crucial time of this race now for Spinaz and driver. They have to get up to the back of John Senecas and just sort of try and bully him a little bit. If he gets into a rhythm, you're not going to see which way the number 55 has gone. We'll head back to this battle for 6th place. We have Dan Siciliano. He's trying to hold off RJ Robson. So RJ Robson's had a bit of a struggled start to this race. He finds himself down in 8th place. I'm 99% sure he was up in the top 5 at the end of qualifying, and something has happened. Probably found himself squeezed going into the first chicane. Maybe he was involved in that second chicane carnage. Either way, he's down in 8th place, and he's on a bit of a recovery drive at the moment. He's looking for a way past this very wide McLaren. It is a physically wide car. Bit of a slide there for Siciliano. I don't think the McLaren has quite as good a straight line as the Beamer. We're about to find out. Robertson in the slipstream, coming up for a run up the inside of Siciliano. Can't quite get it. There is a lap car in the way of Harvey. And that is recovering Luke Rose. And also we have Matt Glows just ahead in that Fast and Furious Honda NSX. Oh, we got cars off. That's Bros and Glow. They're letting our, well, this battle for 6th place go through as I head through Tozer. There's Adrian Rice just up ahead in the Nomad Racing Beamer. Who's that into? This is an incredible drive here from Chris Munro. From 25th on the grid, he now finds himself in the top 10. This will have to go down as one of Chris Munro's best drives. He has just picked his way through the field, picked his way through the carnage, and now finds himself in 9th place. So, that's a great drive. Same could be said about Matthew Bigioli and, well, Jared Matterford as well. Matterford was outside of the top 25, as was, I think Pete Viney was out of the top 25 as well. So, but the Kovacs Racing M4 has got a lot of damage on it. There's Nicholas Macbeth. Well, he's a lap down in 29th. Rob Noble's had a good start. He finds himself into the top 15. Brzezinski, I think he's had a bit of a struggle session tonight. Down in 16th, just ahead of Chris Bradley. He's got a comfortable margin between himself and Chris Bradley. But, yeah, great start for Chris Munro, up into the top 10. Thought that was a... Whoa, we have cars off the track. That's Jared Matterford. Well, there you go. There's the first of our commentators' curses for the season. Just talking about how well Jared Matterford was going, and we cross back to him, and he's in the grubber trap. Tell you what, there are some beat-up cars out there at the moment. James Honnor's Porsche is looking very, very second-hand. Now Chris Munro up into 8th now. Tries to chase. He's got Dan Siciliano. Where's he go? He's got Jeremy Zeri just behind him. RJ Robinson's fallen off the track somewhere. He now rejoins in 10th place, just ahead of Matthew Bigioli. We have a little battle as well. I've just noticed up here for 2nd place. Spinaz and Driver. I think Driver's looking a little bit faster at the moment. But he needs to find a way past this Lamborghini, and the thing is the Lamborghini accelerates pretty well. But we should see the greatest strength of the Lexus play out here, and that is the straight line capability of this Lexus. Look at him slurping up the gap between himself and the Lamborghini. He's going around the outside. This is a brave move, and he can't quite get it to stick. But he'll try again. He's got better drive out of the first chicane as they head up towards the 2nd chicane now. Driver just moving around in the mirrors. Doing everything he can to pressure Spinaz. The blowtorch is well and truly on the Lamborghini now as they head into Tozer. Just seeing just disappearing from shot at the top of the hill here. That is John Senekis. He's got almost a 5-second gap while these two battle away. Oh, we got a car off. That's the 399 of Papelio. That is just on the main straight. I wonder what on earth could be going on for Papelio. He's looks like he has got a fair bit of... Ooh, he has got a lot of damage on the Porsche. We may just try and work out what happened to the 399. There he is. So what's happened here? Ooh, oh no. This is going to be a replay of sadness, folks. We're almost going 3 wide down the main straight. And oh, Bub now and Papelio. And he collects the NSX coming out of pit lane. Oh, no, no, no. That is not what you want to see in an opening round. And the NSX of Roldan, he's going to be very, very frustrated, but as well as Frank Papelio. I think he has every right to be quite frustrated with that. Just going 3 wide, just a little bit of a misjudge, maybe a bit of net code there between himself and Bub now. And that has ended his race number 1 for tonight. Let's check in back with our battle for second place. Dustin Driver still all over the back of Spinaz's Lamborghini. So look out the back of Spinaz's Lambo. Into Mineral. Forget what the name of that corner is. I know it's something to do with, I know it's supposed to translate into waterfall or something like that. I don't know. Tell you what, Spinaz is doing a fantastic job hanging on to this second place. I think we'll find that the V12 Lambo will get off the corners a hell of a lot better than what the Lexus can, but, well, the Lexus is in slipstream range, and we know that the Lexus is fast in a straight line, so this is the best opportunity that Dustin Driver will have as he closes in on the back of Spinaz's Lamborghini. And Spinaz is going to make him go the long way again. Now Driver, hard on the brakes. He had an overlap, but couldn't maintain it around the outside. And well, he did his best to outbrake the Lamborghini going into the first chicane. What this is doing is it's just helping Senecas just drive away right now. 7.5 seconds the gap between Spinaz Driver and Senecas. And what this also risks is this guy, Matthew Guintini, and Paul Russell as well, joining in for the battle for second. May even bring Nathan Harvey into the mix as well. He's a little bit far back. Nathan Harvey having a very lonely race. As let's head back to our leaders, Dustin Driver and Matthew Spinaz. To head up towards the chicane for the second time of, well, not the second time, what are we up to? We're almost half race distance. So 7th time of asking, I should say. Professional commentator, did I mention? Oh, this is going to be a big move. So Dustin Driver fires it up the inside at the Rivazza, and he has got the move done. That was beautifully done. Now he's got to use the straight line advantage that the Lexus has over the Lamborghini. But I'll tell you what, Spinaz is not letting this go, not without a fight. Dustin Driver will have to go defensive going into the first chicane, and he does indeed. No, he doesn't. Spinaz will have a chance going into the first chicane. He can't get on the brakes early enough, and the Lexus of Dustin Driver will take over second place from Matthew Spinaz. He dropped a wheel off though. Oh, we have a stop-go 30 for Chris Monroe. That'll be for speeding in pit lane. As Spinaz looking up the inside, that would have been a brave move. And he thinks better of it. He just pulls out of it. So through Tozer. Driver now, it's just trying to drive away from Spinaz. He's just making these little mistakes. Ran wide through Tozer. Oh, there's nothing in it between these two. Oh, look at the drive that the Lexus gets up the hill. He's now got a little bit of breathing space. He's got to get through the chicane just right though. You see just how much of the curve that the Lexus can take in comparison to the Lamborghini, and Spinaz just had a really bad run, and that will give Driver the gap he needs just to get his head down and try and do something about this 9.6 second gap between himself and Senecas. Bear in mind that these guys still have a mandatory pit stop to do. As we start hearing, and there we go, Dustin Driver straight into pit lane. Senecas also into pit lane. That might be a really good call for our two leaders. They should come out, if I'm not mistaken, they should come out between Jose Paulo Roldan and Cam Norris. And that is the fight for, well, that's 27th, but Cam Norris 2 laps down. This is going to be a crushing race for Cam Norris. As we see that Aaron Gentini is also in the server now, so great to see that he sorted out his problems. Oh, Clark now with a stop, with a drive-through penalty. That'll be for track limits. As Cam Norris goes around Sean Bubb now. Let's try and find some battles on track. Well, this is not really, is it? We've got a whole mix of cars. We've got cars that have done their mandatory pit stop. We've got cars that are doing the long strategy. So, no one really close up together. It's Dustin Driver and Sinakis. Where are they coming out? Well, I got it a little bit wrong. They've come out of pit lane just behind the 710 of Nick Evans. So, yeah, shows what I know about pit stops here. This is looking really nasty. So we got cars battling for position a lap down, but they've done their mandatory pit stop. Got cars on the lead lap trying to battle their way through. It's going to get pretty awkward here. Viney still struggling away with this very, very battered BMW. As they head through the Ravazza again. Now, when is Viney going to dive into pit lane? There he goes, straight into pit lane, and he gets followed by Phil Clark and Richard Berzinski. And also Jeremy Zeri. So, some late pit stops here. We'll see where they get spat out in the wash. This elevates Biggie Oli. Who's in second at the moment? Nathan Harvey. Up there in second place. This is a good run for Nathan Harvey. Qualified well. I think he was the top-ranked AM driver in qualifying 1. He just continues to tick the laps over. He's got to think about diving into pit lane soon, though. Also a great run for Matthew Bigioli. He was way down in the bottom of the top 20 and now finds himself in the top 10. Strategy-wise, he should get spat out at the bottom half of the top 10. Same for Jared Matterford. Jared Matterford's had a great start. He was outside of the top 25. Trying to find some sort of battle for you. I think these guys are battling away, perhaps. Yes, Aaron Gentini trying to recover after, well, just Kuno's things. And he sidesteps our effective race leader, John Sonekis. Fortunately, no sign of his brother, Jean-Pierre Sonekis. Hopefully, Jean-Pierre will... Ooh, getting a little bit tight there. Gentini trying to follow Sonekis through. Sonekis and Papelio are both... Gentini and Papelio are both fighting for position, and Gentini just takes full advantage of that. Finds himself up into 30th, but he still has to do a mandatory pit stop, so it'll be quite frustrating. And I think Chris Munro, he has not done his mandatory, well, his stop-go 30. So I'm wondering if, I mean, it's possible that he is... I think he's done it again. I think he's done it twice. He just hasn't quite got the car slowed down at the pit lane entrance. So he didn't get it right for his mandatory pit stop, and he didn't get it right for his penalty. That's the most frustrating thing in the world. So just waiting for our leader, Nathan Harvey, to dive into pit lane. There he goes. Less than 10 minutes left on the clock. Don't think the long strategy really works around Imola. So you end up getting stuck in lap traffic. And of course being so tough to pass around here. Oh, Jared Madiford has got to stop go 30 as well. So people have not been practicing their pit entries. You got to practice your pit entries, guys. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many times you've done laps around this circuit. Practice your pit entries. Every time. Now let's see if Chris Munro has managed to get it right this time. I think he has got it right. But that has absolutely ruined his run. It was a dream run for him through the field. And unfortunately just copping those penalties back to back. That has absolutely ruined any chance he had of being in the top 10 at the end of the race. Here is our leader, Matthew Bigioli. He is going for the very long run strategy, but the problem he'll find is that he's getting stuck in lap traffic, and that's just holding him up. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Really got to be careful about when you make your pit stop here at Imola. Too early, you end up battling with the back markers. Too soon, too late, you've been battling around the lap cars. Again, it's not easy to make a passing maneuver around this circuit. But, we'll expect to see Matthew Bigioli dive into pit lane probably this lap. No, he keeps going. So Bigioli going the who was it? The Alex Albon strategy? Someone in chat correct me. It was the Alex Albon strategy, wasn't it? They went really long and just did one lap on a set of tyres or something like that. I mean, it worked. Will it work here for Matthew Bigioli? There's Jared Madiford now into pit lane serving his stop-go 30. And that will be absolutely painful for Jared. How's this for? Oh, look at this. So Spinaz, he's managed to overcut Dustin Driver. So Dustin Driver, after all that hard work earlier in the race, he finds himself staring at the back of this Lamborghini once more. That Lamborghini looking pretty quick in this second stint. Say that there's definitely been some tyre pressure adjustment for the Spinaz Lamborghini. He's definitely looking a lot faster. And he's on fresher tyres too. Wish we had some sort of graphic that lets us know when drivers made their pit stop. There's got to be something out there, surely. Also got a decent little battle forming here between Rob Noble and Richard Brzezinski. So Rob Noble in the Audi, sporting a little bit of damage on the front of this, the number 54. He's got to defend now from Richard Brzezinski. So head through toes up. This is basically for the last position in the top 10. Oh, Noble runs a little bit wide. The damage on the front of the car not helping. Oh, that was tight between Brzezinski and Noble. Noble just squeezing him up against the white line. And Brzezinski just playing it smart. He can see that there's damage on this Audi. It is not turning the way Noble would like it to turn. So I think it's just a matter of time for Brzezinski. He's just got to play it smart. Last thing you want to do is cause a collision and then get a post-race penalty. So we see our race leader, Matthew Bigioli, he's into pit lane. And that hands over the lead of the race to John Senekis. Already through Tozer, by the way. That's how big the gap is between Senekis and Spinaz. Just see on the map there, the triangle being our race leader. And the 111 just coming up to the top of the hill now is Matthew Spinaz. We're going to stay with this battle for top 10. We've also got a battle for 4th place between Matthew Gantini and Paul Russell. In fact, let's go check out that battle. As soon as I find it, there he is, Matthew Gantini. He's chasing that Monster Energy Porsche. Got a lap car, but just in front. That is Phil Clark in the 68. A bit of a character building opening round for Phil. See Paul. He's going to be feeling a little bit frustrated. Probably felt that Phil could have gotten out of the way a little bit sooner. Anyway, back onto it now. Clear track in front of him. Oh, Gantini sideways and wide. It's going to hurt his straight line pace. Not that it will matter. The Porsche is not exactly the fastest car in a straight line. Ooh, it's a little bit of an awkward run over the curbs there. Right now, the challenge for Matthew will be just to keep his patience, just wait for mistakes from Paul Russell, get him a little bit closer. Kind of wish we had Naptic in the commentary box right now. So I'm about to use one of his famous phrases. Got to have faith in your pace. That the Porsche is good at rotating. So this Evo 2 Audi is certainly a quick package. Gets it a little bit wrong through the chicane. Just open the gap out a little bit between Gantini and Russell.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it away.
There we go. Confirmation that John Senekis has started his final lap. Oh, Naptic's got an out-of-control kid running loose. Oh, dear. That is suboptimal. Can confirm, suboptimal. We got a chance here for Gantini. He's got the inside run. He's got the straight line pace. He will get the move done long before the first braking zone. So Matthew Gantini up into 4th place. Now, can he drive away from Paul Russell? Now up ahead, the battle between driver and Spinaz. Well, the second half of this race has certainly worked out for Matthew Spinaz. He looks pretty comfortable, 7/10 between himself and Dustin Driver. We're going to focus on our race leader. It's absolutely glorious livery. Celine Dion. Down the side of the car. She's probably sitting at home thinking this is great. Free advertising for me. So we haven't really paid much attention to John Senekis. I mean, that's how you know you've had a really good race, when you just barely turn up on stream. 14 seconds the gap. This is how you ideally want to start your season. See Chris Munro slowing down. He doesn't want to do an extra lap. Let's through John Senekis. You also see the 333 pulling over. And there is the winner, John Senekis. Absolutely near dominant performance. I'll tell you what, Dustin Driver did not let go. He is in the slipstream, but it's not going to be enough. And he comes home in, well, 2nd place for Matthew Spinaz, and Dustin Driver home in 3rd. Matthew Gantini into 4th place ahead of Paul Russell. Let's try and find another driver, Jared Matterford, down in 25th. That'll be a disappointing end for his race. Nathan Harvey in 6th. Dan Siciliano, he's holding on to 7th ahead of RJ Robertson. And Matthew Bigioli, this has got to go down as one of Bigioli's best drives in Shakedown. Home in 9th place after starting outside of the top 20. Have we got any unresolved battles up and down the field? Not really. Jeremy Zeri home in 12th. Pete Viney will come home in 13th. And he's ahead of Sean Bubnow. I don't know where Bubnow is on circuit. Oh, there he goes. Nicholas Macbeth home in 16th. Not a bad effort for Nicholas Macbeth. He probably felt like he could do better. Oh, Mac Glow is having all sorts of trouble here. What is going on here? I think he is about to retire in 21st. Oh, that is a lot of damage on the Honda. So this is a bit of a tough race here for Matt Glow. And I think he has got a lot of steering damage, so not sure what happened to him. Oh yeah, that is a lot of left-hand down. We're going to head back to the pit lane and we'll run through the results for race number 1 in as much detail as we... Did I just lose connection? Don't think I did. Hope I didn't. Anyway, let's have a look at the results for race number 1. So John Senekas leads the way, nearly 15 seconds clear of Matthew Spinaz in 2nd, and Dustin Driver home in 3rd, pushing Spinaz the entire way. Oh, give me back my results. There we go. Matthew Guintini up to 4th. Great effort for Guintini. Battling away with Paul Russell in the dying stages of that race. Russell home in 6th. Great performance for Nathan Harvey, sorry. Home in 6th place, top of the AMS. Paul Russell also top of the Pro-Ams. Siciliano in 7th, Robertson in 8th. Bigioli, great performance from him after starting outside of the top 20. He comes home inside the top 10. Where are we? Rob Noble, home in 10th. He'll be quite happy with the top 10. Brzezinski in 11th, Seri 12th. Viney in 13th, Bubnow 14th. Aaron Muriel rounds out the top 15. Nicholas Macbeth in 16th. Then we have Chris Bradley in 17th. Rose 18th. Cam Norris recovering back to 19th after being involved in that lap 2 collision. Honor in 20th, and Matt Glow in 21st. Jordison's 22nd. Leonard Scott 23rd. Roldan, another driver who'll be disappointed with that race. He got involved in a little bit of carnage on that 2nd lap collision. Matterford in 25th, picking up a stop-go 30 for speeding in pit lane. Practice those pit entries, guys. Clark in 26th, Huddy 27th, Evans in 28th. Chris Munro, he's going to be kicking himself after a race full of mistakes, really. I would say he got himself 2 stop-go 30s in that race, speeding in pit lane, but certainly it was an impressive drive from... He was up in the top 10 after starting 25th, I think. So keep an eye on the 185. Aaron Guintini having Kunos things. He ended up starting a couple of laps down from pit lane. Papelio 30th and Adrian Rice a DNF. So we're going to try and find someone who is just starting their first fast lap, and that is Cam Norris. He's got traffic just ahead of him. So he's going to hope that the blue flags are working for him. He's necking away. Ha! I get it. Good work, Dill. So, wait and see what Cam Norris sets down as the benchmark time, but think you'd have to say that the 55 would have to be the favourite for the second qualifying session. Cam Norris, he'll be hoping that he gets a much cleaner run in race number 2. I mean, it is Imola. Imola is a bit of a carnage fest. So Biggie Ollie drives right off track to give Cam Norris a chance to get through. So we're already nearly halfway through the session, so definitely quick fire qualifying sessions. No chance to go back into pit lane and change your settings. Tyres still wouldn't be up to optimum pressure at this point. A little bit of a slide there for Cam Norris. Gets back onto the power coming out of the final corner. See what lap time he can set. Whether it will be good enough will be another thing to ask. 42.492. That will be competitive. As well, as I say, can't even get the words out of my mouth, and Dustin Driver goes immediately faster. 42.012. Siciliano slots into third place. We'll wait for Paul Russell. No, Paul Russell's just started a fast lap. 22, Chris Bradley into fourth place, some 3 seconds off the pace. Now Sinakis into the 41s, a 41.6 for John Sinakis. So, like I said, number 55, he'll be on it. He is the favourite for this session. As we see Rob Noble slide into fourth. Robertson now into fifth. Honor, eighth. Huddy, well, times are starting to flick on through rather quickly. The 555 of Macbeth goes into 8th place now. Gets immediately dispatched by a few other drivers. Sean Bubb now into 13th. Phil Clark into 14th. See if we can't find Chris Munro wherever he is. Is he even on track? Yeah, he is. He's in the server. I don't know where he is though. So, ooh, Jeremy Zeri up into 5th place. It's a pretty good effort for Jeremy. Oh, really clattering the curbs in the 222 Lambo though. Lamborghini doesn't really like the sausage curbs. He's got to be a bit mindful of that. See the Lamborghini just bouncing everywhere. As Aaron Gottini up into 4th place. Hopefully he doesn't have Kunos issues and he can hang on to that 3rd place. That second row start next to Cam Norris. Buzinski, top-ranked AM driver. A little over a second between himself and Sinakis' time. So everyone starts ticking on through the laps. Not Pete Viney into 6th. Now Chris Munro into 5th place, so definitely said to keep an eye on the 185. This is looking like a much better session for Chris Munro. Oh, a car stopped it. That's Jared Matterford. Oh, he's just trying to get out of the way of everyone on their fast lap. Probably not the best thing to do, but oh, he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. He's on cold tyres. Then a McLaren. Oh, that was Nicholas Macbeth taking the scenic route. So RJ Robertson also onto the front row provisionally. We have a BMW lockout. And, well, we almost had, about to say, the top 4 in pit lane, but Sinakis back out on track. So Sinakis obviously thinks that that 141.625 is not good enough. Aston Driver also back out on circuit. We continue to follow Nicholas Macbeth. Macbeth was one of the protagonists in last season's championship. He swapped to the Ferrari this year. Don't think he is enjoying it as much as he enjoyed that Lexus. Just mid-engine car problems. Here's Aaron Muriel. We saw him last year in GT4. He moves up into 19th place, just ahead of James Honor, and that's a pretty decent effort. Honor is no slouch of a driver. So I say that, Honor moves into 15th, if I can find him. There he is. James Honor now into the top 15. The second qualifying session looking a little bit better for the JS Ach Racing Porsche. I'll have to get him to teach me how to pronounce that. That's certainly a mouthful. Alright, let's see if we can find someone on a hot lap. Well, here's someone who will definitely be on a hot lap, John Senekis. Look at the confidence that Senekis has in this BMW as he just throws it into the second chicane. It's pretty tough to do that. So let's actually, right on board from this angle, get a good idea of how this car is handling. And as you can see, it's just absolutely no struggle from Senekis. Watch the steering inputs; they're just smooth as. This is poetry in motion, is what it is. This is why Senekis is at the top of not just Shakedown, but also in leagues like Octane. He's put in a lot of laps, I can tell you right now. It'll be interesting if he can keep this form up. I think he will, as checkered flag is now out. And Senekis does improve a 41.4. That is gauntlet thrown for John Senekis. See if Brzezinski can improve. So basically, the top 6 are all set at the moment. Provisionally, at least. They're all in pit lane. See if Aaron Gantini can join his brother up in the top 5. See if we can't find the number 3. There he is. So Aaron Gantini hopefully gets onto form and doesn't have Kunos problems like he had in the last qualifying session. Brock 82.44, no GTR or AMGs on the grid. No. Not a single one. That's why I say that even though we are going to have a race winner, inverted commas, we're still going to have everyone losing because there's no GTRs out there. The best big boy. No one picked him. So Gantini, what can he do? Can he move up? He gets up into 6th place, just narrowly missing out on a top 5 in qualifying. So that is it for qualifying number 2. Let's run through some results for you. So John Senekis, absolutely clear of the field, nearly half a second over RJ Robertson. So BMW lockout of the front row. Then we go back to Matthew Gantini and Dustin Driver off of row 2. Row 3 we'll have Cam Norris and Aaron Gantini. Good to see Aaron has not had a Kunos repeat and will actually be starting where he's supposed to start this race. Matthew Spinaz out of 7th. He's going to be a little bit disappointed with that qualifying effort, although you look at the gaps from basically 4th, or, well, realistically from 2nd all the way down to Chris Munro in 8th. Absolutely nothing in it between those drivers. Paul Russell out of 9th and Richard Brzezinski out rounding out the top 10. So Chris Munro, the top-ranked AM driver. I don't think he's going to be staying AM for very long. But Paul Russell and Basinski, our 2 leaders in Pro-Am and AM, respectively. And we have Pete Viney and Aaron Muriel. Good to see those two getting up there just outside of the top 10. Nicholas Macbeth, a much better qualifying performance from him. He's up into 13th. Alongside him will be Matthew Bigioli. Similar qualifying performance for him in the 108 Bentley, or Boatley, whatever you prefer to call it. Matt Glow in the first of the Hondas, starting out 15th. Starting next to him will be Jeremy Zeri in the 222 Lamborghini. Sean Bubnow and Jared Matterford start out of 18th. And James Honner and Paul Huddy round out the top 20. Rob Noble and Dan Siciliano out of 21st and 22nd. Siciliano is going to be disappointed with that qualifying effort. He probably would not have been expecting to be off the 11th row of the grid. Row 12 will be Roldan and Leonard Scott. Rose, oh for God's sake. Rose and Harvey out of 25th and 26th. 27th and 28th will be Jordison and Clark. Bradley and Evans round out the top 30. And then we have Adrian Rice and Papelio off the rear of field. And neither Rice or Papelio actually set a lap time. Are they actually in the server? No, they're not. That'll explain that. So, our leader, John Senekis, how far can he push this BMW in race number 2? It's going to be a level playing field too for the start of this race, 2 BMWs, but I'll tell you what, keep an eye on Matthew Gattini in the first of the Audis. The Audis are absolutely lethal in acceleration. Those V10s just absolutely pick up and howl away. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on Matthew Gattini in that half high-vis, half less high-vis Audi. And also keep an eye on his brother in the reverse scheme Audi off of row 3. So I don't really know how well the BMWs go off the start. Certainly in the previous race it was bested by Spinaz in the 111 Lamborghini, but well, obviously 2 BMWs on the front row. It should be a fairly even drag to the first corner. And, can we have a repeat of race number 1 and get through the first chicane cleanly? And then get through lap 2 cleanly? It actually turned out to be lap 2 where we had all the carnage. So Shakedowners seem to have turn 1 nice and sorted out. As we get set for a start. Just a reminder, if you're loving what you're seeing here and you want to see more, hit the follow button, hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when we're going live. We'll talk about what we've got coming up on the channel very, very soon at the end of, at the conclusion of race number 2. Got some more IndyCar action on Friday night and then a return to V8 Supercars on Sunday night with AK Racing. Rock 8244 will be unleashing Godzilla in a month. Good man. Don't even wait for a month, mate. Just unleash it now. You're ready now. Have a look at this. How's this for a first round of a new series? That field's stretching back as far as we can see, really. Anyway, let's get set for the start of this one. We're getting closer to the start. Not yet. Not yet. Got to anticipate it. It's pretty hard to anticipate these starts, actually. Oh,
Green light.
Did we just lose someone? No, we didn't. We are away in racing, and John Senekis has had a much better start. But look at Matthew Gantini in the first of the Audis. He streaks up into second place. Can we get through the first chicane cleanly? It's getting tight between Norris and... No, we can't. That is Zeri, who is off. I was about to say driver and Norris were getting pretty tight through the first chicane, but it turned out to be Zeri that's been spat out of the field. Can we get through the second chicane cleanly? Look at the gap that Senekis has already pulled off. And, well, RJ Robertson now slots in back into second place. He gets ahead of Matthew Gantini. And it looks like we have managed to squeeze through the second chicane cleanly, as we went 3 wide for a second there, going through Tozer. But it is John Senekis with the whole shot. And he is already building a gap, 2.2 seconds ahead of RJ Robertson. And a much better start for Cam Norris. He stays in 4th place, but great start for Matthew Spinaz. He finds himself in front of his sparring partner from race number 1, Dustin Driver. So Driver's had a bit of a struggled start to race number 2 as we head up to the chicane for the first time of asking. As they clatter over the sausage curbs, and Spinaz gets a very bad run through the chicane. Lamborghini doesn't really like those bunning snag curbs. So let's see if we can't find some action. Here we go, Jared Matterford around the outside of Roldan. Roldan's had a great start. He started outside of the top 20, now finds himself in 19th. Siciliano had a bit of an average start. He remains outside of the top 20, but he's just holding station, watching these two battle out. Oh, we got cars going everywhere into the Rivazza. That's Nathan Harvey, Phil Clark, and Paul Huddy. So Huddy, I'm certain he qualified really, really well. So we got cars in the pit lane already, and that is Nathan Harvey. We got Nicholas Macbeth. We've got Aaron Muriel, Jose Palo, Roldan. So some drivers who may have gone the long strategy in race number 1, they're going for the short strategy. I don't think anyone would have gotten a lot of damage in the first 2 corners. They were quite clean, actually. Oh, we got a car wide. That's Bubnow and Noble. They're side by side. He go up into Tozer. Bubnow's going to get hung out to dry here as we see Matterford and Siciliano try to freight train him. And I think they have done exactly that. So Bubnow probably getting a little bit overzealous, trying to get around the Audi of Noble. He's left himself exposed to the 2 McLarens of Siciliano and Matterford. So Matterford now up into 17th and Siciliano, sorry, I take that back, Matterford in 16th and Siciliano in 17th. As they make their way up the hill for the second time asking. Have a look at this angry, snarling pack of cars as they head through the second chicane. Matt Glow, oh, we got a car going slowly. I just saw the white flags come out for a second. As they head down the hill towards the Rivazza. Chris Munro managing to hold on to a top 10 for now. He's lost a little bit of ground to Russell and Viney. Oh, Viney running wide, Munro running wide, everyone running wide coming out of the Rivazza onto the main straight. This will give Brzezinski a chance to go around the outside of Chris Munro. He's gone the right side of the track for turn number 1. And, well, the Bentley's not a slouch in a straight line. Oh, we have got carnage. A little bit further back, we've got cars left, right, and centre. Zeri and Jordison both recovering. So Zeri, for the second time in as many laps, he's been involved in an incident. And Jordison will recover as well. But that's a bit of a shame for Zeri. He had such a relatively strong run in race number 1. And just hasn't really eventuated in race number 2. As we look at the battle for second place, we've got RJ Robertson defending from Matthew Gantini, and Aaron Gantini now finds himself in 4th place. So Cam Norris has dropped back behind Spinaz and Driver. So Driver now back up into 5th place, Spinaz into 6th, and Cam Norris, he was up in 4th. Yeah, 4th place, and he's now finding himself in 7th place. So this is... something's happened to Cam Norris for sure. We've seen cars making all sorts of shapes as they go through the chicane at the top of the hill there. It does have a proper name, but I cannot remember corner names to save my life. I cannot remember them to save my life. I know the corners at Bathurst, that's it. I don't need to know anything else. I think you'd have to turn in your citizenship if you don't know the corners at Bathurst, though, and you're an Australian. Let's have a look at this little battle pack here. We got Big Eoli trying to chase down his Boatley compatriot of Chris Munro. Oh, we have a pass. Whoa! Dan Siciliano, big send. Couldn't get it slowed down, and unfortunately, he did collect. Rob Noble. And that's forced him out. Oh, has Rob Noble got damage? I think Rob Noble has got damage on the Audi. Oh, yes, that car is pulling to the right. It is not a happy Audi. It was a damn big hit, though. Oh. Just want to see it. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That's too fast. Too fast. There it is. Okay, here we go. So, it doesn't look too bad. So this is a custom livery as well, as you can tell by the literal shopping list down the side of the Audi. Looks like he's gotten away with it. It could have been a hell of a lot worse for Rob Noble. That has really played into the hands of Honor and Matterford, though. And also Bubnow. Bubnow into 16th, staying with Matterford and Honor. See Glow into pit lane as well as Basinski. So we're seeing much different strategies playing out at the moment. Hopefully everyone's managed to get into pit lane safely without copping any drive-throughs. Heading back up through the order. Cam Norris just sort of in no man's land between Spinaz and Russell. Russell defending away from Viney. So we look at the back of the monster Porsche. There's Viney trying for the switchback, trying to get that drive out of Tozer. The Porsche does get a lot of drive with the engine hanging out the back of the car, but just doesn't have the straight line pace. So the Porsche tends to struggle just a little bit around Imola. As hello to JCL R63. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back, mate. Glad you joined us for another night. Just behind Viney, we have a lap car, actually. Who is that behind? That is Nathan Harvey in 30th. And I think Harvey was involved in some shenanigans on lap number 2. Coming out of the Ravazza, we saw cars scattering left, right and centre. So Nathan Harvey having a bit of a character building race number 2 for sure. Now, you've got to be careful when you try and cut that line down the main straight. You can get yourself a track cut doing that. Oh, here we go. So Viney. Well, we talked about the straight line speed deficit of the Porsche, and we just got it demonstrated right then and there as the BMW of Pete Viney just drove straight around the outside of the Porsche. And I reckon this BMW is just going to sort of drive away a little bit here, and he is leading the way for Pro-Am in race number 2, sitting in 8th place. This will be quite a confidence-building drive for Pete Viney. Oh, no, this is looking pretty bad for our leaders. See that Chris Bradley in 26, he's just between 5th and 6th of Guntini and Driver, and also Spinaz. That's Siciliano that's just driven off the track there. And, Spinaz chasing down, hunting Guntini, and Aaron will be absolutely spitting at the moment with Chris Bradley. Bradley is getting the blue flags, and he is not really getting out of the way of Guntini. As still not getting out of the way is the 22 Aston. So blue flags are flying at the moment. Guntini will be getting quite frustrated, and there we go. There's some frustration being shown there from Guntini. We just see him give a little nudge on the rear bumper of Chris Bradley, and now finally Guntini gets released, but that will have been an absolutely frustrating few half a lap or so for Aaron Guntini. JCL, mate, I'm doing quite well, sitting here watching some pixel racing and bringing you the action live here on Twitch, and also the delayed coverage on YouTube as well, if you're joining us there. So, oh, we have a car off the track. That's car 86. Who's that? Car 86, Nathan Harvey. I think that is a retirement. Yes, it is. So we've had 2 retirements. So, got some battles here being affected by some lap traffic. And we saw that Spinaz dived into pit lane. I think that was probably the best call he could have made. So, well, these guys are starting to get into lap traffic, and the last thing you really want is to be held up while you're trying to get the overcut. JCL, I don't have any commands, not for YouTube or anything like that. So basically, just look up Go Race Promotions on YouTube, and that is where you'll find us. So the lap traffic has sort of worked out for Paul Russell. He now finds himself right on the back of Viney again. Looking at this battle here, Siciliano now gets past Bradley, and that brings Jeremy Zeri onto the back of Chris Bradley now. Tell you what, that 63 Aston is quite wide. Sorry, I'll take that back. The 22 Aston is quite wide. So, who is the highest ranked driver who's made his pit stop? That would be Matthew Spinaz. So, Spinaz going a complete reversal of his race 1 strategy, which was to go long. And he has dived into pit lane, finds himself at the front. In fact, no, he did not. He did not overcut Cam Norris. Cam Norris was behind him when Norris made his pit stop. But, see if he can wait and see if anyone gets some drive-through penalty or stop-go 30s for exceeding pit lane speed limit. Tell you what, the really early stop has benefited drivers like Nicholas Macbeth. They are actually very, very close onto the back of the 666 McLaren of Cam Norris and the 111 Lamborghini of Spinaz. So Macbeth certainly made the right call in diving into pit lane early. JCL, thank you for that, mate. Much appreciated. So now Macbeth trying to chase down Basinski here as we head down into Aqua Mineral. The best corners on this circuit, let's be honest. Cannot argue with that. Exhilarating roller coaster ride down into the bottom of the hill. Oh, look at the line that Basinski takes. That's a hugely aggressive line over the curb. And the Aston, from memory, does not really chew the curbs as well as some of the other cars out there. But, just don't tell Richard that. So I don't think he really cares. He's just going to slap those curbs as hard as he can.
Halfway through, keep it up.
There we go, half race distance now. Your leader is still John Sonicus. God almighty, Johnson and Sonicus. So John Sonicus still leads the way ahead of RJ Robertson, Matthew Gantini and Aaron Gantini, and Pete Viney rounds out the top 5. So 15 minutes left in this race. As our leader now into pit lane, that hands over the lead to the number 2 of Matthew Gantini. So John Sonicus deciding he doesn't want to go through this mess of lap traffic that's in front of him. A little bit surprised that Matthew didn't dive into pit lane as well, like RJ Robertson and Viney. So we also have James Honor into pit lane. So if this is your first time joining an ACC broadcast, on the timing tower to your left, you'll see a little yellow box next to the driver's car number. That is the drivers who have not made their pit stop. When they dive into pit lane and they come out, that box will change to green, assuming they've made a valid pit stop, of course. Let's check in. So now, so the Gantini 1-2 at the moment, and for Aaron, he's now finding himself stuck behind lap traffic again. He's got the Aston Martin of Jason Leonard Scott and the Honda of Matt Blow just ahead of him. See that, hear that my bird is going absolutely ballistic at the moment. He's just as excited about this action as what I am. I'll also have to check in on where the 111 comes out. So here's the 111. He comes out and he is still behind Dustin Driver. So Cam Norris also comes out. He is ahead of Pete Viney, Brzezinski. Here comes a move for Nicholas McBeth. He tried to put it up the inside, couldn't quite get it done. And now we have a 3-way battle for what will be, if I can do my maths correctly. Aaron Gantini now dives into pit lane. He's getting out of the lap traffic. Matthew Gantini continues on. Paul Russell now into pit lane. So be interesting to see where Paul Russell comes out. So he was battling away with Pete Viney. He may come out right in the centre of this battle, this 3-way battle now. So we go on board now with Pete Viney, looking back at the Ferrari, showing a nose to Brzezinski. So this is a delicate situation for Richard Brzezinski. He's got to try and attack the BMW in front, but he's got to be mindful of the Ferrari that's just behind. And I'll tell you what, Nicholas McBeth is on a bit of a warpath at the moment. He is flying. I think he might have a little bit more race pace on this second stint. Well, the second set of top, well, hard to say, because he only did maybe 2 laps on those, maybe even 1 lap on the first set of tyres before he dove in and grabbed new tyres. He's going to think about a move into the Ravazza, but not close enough this time. And they stay line astern. So now Paul Russell into pit lane. And I think Russell... Where is Paul Russell? He's just coming out of pit lane. He's had a really good start. He finds himself right on the back of Aaron Gantini. So Gantini's not had a great run through the traffic, or has not really gotten through his pit stop very well. Paul Russell's had an amazing pit stop. He finds himself ahead of Pete Viney in the 118 BMW. So the pit stop strategies have worked out differently for our drivers. Certainly worked out better for some than many others. So Matthew Gantini, our race leader, into pit lane. I'm really expecting Matthew Gantini to pop out probably just ahead of, probably a little bit behind RJ Robertson. In fact, Robertson, he's actually really close onto the back of John Sonicus. So Robertson, he's had a good run on his second stint. Let's see where Gantini pops out. I want to hazard a guess that Aaron missed his pit box, or didn't quite line the car up perfectly. So now Matthew Gantini, he is mobile. But it is a fairly long pit lane here at Imola. And Sonicus already at race pace, coming down the main straight. So Sonicus should take the race lead easily. easily in front. RJ Robertson will take second place easily from Matthew Gantini, but it is going to be between himself and Dustin Driver. Driver with that Lexus straight line speed, he'll be right onto the back of the number 2 Audi before really we get through turn number 4. Tyres still coming up to pressure for Gantini. See Gantini weaving, trying to get heat into the tyres. Oh, have we had a collision back here? Oh no, Nick Evans just doing the right thing, just backing out of it, letting all the blue flags through. Oh, we got a car off. That's Richard Brzezinski. What's going on with Richard Brzezinski? He's had to stop. He's had to stop. Why has he stopped? This must be a hardware issue for Richard Brzezinski. The 319 is moving nowhere, and he was having a really, really good run in race number 2. So hopefully it is nothing serious and he can get back on track as soon as possible. NS Racing, what kind of bird have I got? Oh, I've got a peach-faced lovebird. You join our streams early enough, you can watch the bird. Anyway, let's rejoin our race leader as they come up onto the back. See the yellow flags flying there for the stricken Aston Martin of Brzezinski. Very interesting. I don't know what is going on. We have to find out what's going on with the 319. Oh, okay, so... Oh, he has had a hardware issue. That is a textbook hardware issue. So, Richard Brzezinski out of it tonight, unfortunately. Certainly stuck on the main straight. Here we go, we've got a great battle here. Dustin Driver pulls out of the slipstream going up the hill. This will be a big move if he can get it done. And he pulls out of it, so this is the battle for the podium. So they dive down Aqua Mineral. Has lost a little bit of time. Oh, Cam Norris, a drive-through penalty. That'll be for track limits. In the dying stage of this race, the 666 will have to take a very slow tour through pit lane. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Cam Norris. This has been a night he is going to want to forget. He is definitely not going to want to be watching through this stream for sure. Collision in race number 1. Drive-through penalty in race number 2. It never rains, but it pours. So, Mr. Shakedown SimRacing himself. This is not how he wanted his round 1 to go. As that will hand over 6th place to Aaron Guintini. Also elevate Russell Viney Macbeth. I'm going to guess that Cam Norris will probably come out somewhere behind Bubnow. Speaking of Bubnow, Sean Bubnow is in a pretty tight battle with Matthew Bigioli. So they head down the main straight. Bigioli driving it in hard into the first chicane. Trying to hunt down this number 165 Bentley. Certainly putting the pressure on Sean Bubnow. Bubnow going slightly defensive into Tozer. This might give Bigioli a run up the hill though. As, oh, a little bit of a nudge. Bigioli giving Bubnow the big hurry up going up the hill. Oh, a bit of wheel spin there for Bigioli. Loses a little bit of time and a little bit of drive going down the hill into Aqua Mineral. Oh, runs it too deep. That'll give Bub now a bit of a break. It may bring Rob Noble back into this battle too, so we'll keep an eye on the 55. We'll check back on our battle for third. Dustin Driver closing ever so slightly on Matthew Gantini. So they head through the first chicane. Driver came in the pit lane, I think about 3 or 4 laps earlier than Matthew Gantini. So Gantini on much fresher tyres, and those tyres will have gotten up to temperature by now. One of the weak points on the Lexus, we talk about how fast is in a straight line. It tends to struggle a little bit with tyre conservation. So it'll be in the back of driver's mind. Head down Aqua Mineral. So the driver's able to get much better drive up the hill. We've seen that all night. He's very strong through the middle sector. The Lexus just loves to eat the sausage curves for breakfast. It's now to the Rivazza. Dustin really has to maximise his attack through here, try and get as close as possible onto the back of the Audi. Hasn't quite done it. The straight line pace of this Lexus should get him onto the back of the Audi. His update on Cam Norris, he has rejoined the race after getting that late stop-go penalty down in 21st place. So there he is there. He's just ahead of Dan Siciliano. So don't push track limits, kids. Never push track limits. Otherwise you'll have a bad time. No, Rob Noble's actually gotten ahead of the 2 Bentleys. So something has happened here where we may have to go to a quick replay to find out what's going on. But I don't want to take you away from this battle here as Noble now defending from Bub now. But let's have a look at the replay. Find car 54. Actually, I think I can just... Can I? No, I can't. Okay. Oh, hang on. Yes, I can. All right, 54. There we are. So, give it back. So he's in front of the 2 Bentleys there. So, oh, here we go. So they look like they've both come together. Yeah, there we go. So Biggie Oli and Bub now, both arguing over 13th, and just they tried to give each other room, but I think just a little incident there. Racing incident. Play on.
Right, man. The leader is on the final lap. Give it a
So
final push. John
Sonic is... Oh, we have Biggie Oli now finally gets his man. Bub now cracking under the pressure through Aqua Mineral. And he now surrenders 14th to Matthew Biggie Oli. Now, can Biggie Oli do anything about the Audi up ahead? Have to try and keep an eye out on that as much as we can. Now, this is a bit of a disappointing run for both Honor and Matt Glow. Honor and Matt Glow were well up in the top 5 in the previous season, but it's just not panned out for either one of these two tonight. We're going to quickly float back to our race leader. Oh, the 118 is around. Who's the 118? That's Pete Viney. So Pete Viney out of 8th place, battling with Paul Russell, and he has got massive damage on the front of that BMW. It's an improvement to the looks, but it won't be an improvement to the handling. So Pete Viney on the final lap, he could drop out of the top 10. It is not a happy-looking BMW, that's for sure. But anyway, let's head back to our race leader, John Senekis. Absolutely unheaded all evening. The gap has come down a little bit from race number 1. Only 7.4 seconds between himself and RJ Robertson. But John Senekis in chat Put your hands together for this guy. Unstoppable John Sonekis. 2 from 2 in round number 1. It's a hell of a way to start a new season. RJ Robertson will come home, make it a BMW 1-2. And Matthew Gantini, he's going to manage to hold off Dustin Driver and Spinazzi, I'd say. And he will come home and round out the podium, although Driver almost slipstreams him on the line. Nothing between the last of the top 5. Aaron Gantini will come home for 6th. We're going to try and position ourselves here. Maybe just try and watch some cars go around. There is Pete Viney. He might just hold on. I think he has. He has held on to 9th ahead of Aaron Muriel. Chris Munro home in 11th. As we see, coming around the corner, that is Rob Noble across the line ahead of Bigioli. Bub now rounds out the top 15. Then we have Honor and Glow. Disappointing runs for both Honor and Glow. Rose home in 18th. Then we have Leonard Scott, a top 20 for him. Top 20 for Zeri as well after facing the wrong way at turn 1, lap 1. And then the 2 McLaren of Norris and Siciliano, 20th and 21st. So, no, we're gonna stay here actually. As we still got cars crossing the line. And it is just the 710 that we're waiting on to. There he is, Nick Evans. Fairly battered looking 710 BMW, but 23rd it seems for Nick Evans. No, never mind. Let's wrap up this second race, and we'll wrap up this stream for you. So, John Sonekis, your winner for round number 1, completes a complete wash of the first round of the new series. Just ahead of RJ Robertson, who picks up a podium along with Matthew Gantini. Dustin Driver, no, give it back.
Green light.
No,
Go,
give
go,
it
go.
back. There we go. Dustin Driver in 4th, ahead of Matthew Spinazzi in 5th place. Aaron Gantini home in 6th place. He was unable to get up there with his brother for the podium battle. Paul Russell in 7th. Nicholas Macbeth, a much better performance after a disappointing race number 1. He comes home in 8th place. Paul Viney holds on for 9th after a late race bin. Then we have Aaron Muriel in 10th. Chris Munro, much better performance from him in race number 2. Stays in 11th without picking up those 2 stop-go 30s that he did in race number 1. Jared Matterford home in 12th. Rob Noble, Matthew Bigioli and Sean Bubb now had a great battle for 13th. Noble getting on top of the 2 Bentleys inside the top 15. James Honor and Matt Globe, 2 drivers who'll be probably a little bit disappointed with that performance tonight. Those 2 guys are both top 10 running drivers. So maybe just the change to the Porsche and the Honda not working out for either of them. Rose and Leonard Scott in 18th and 19th. And then Jeremy Zeri, a great recovery after, as I said, facing the wrong way at turn 1, lap 1. He manages to fight back to the top 20. Cam Norris home in 21st, 21st, after copping a drive-through penalty, I'd say, for track limits. So stop pushing track limits, guys. It gets you nothing except a drive-through. Dan Siciliano, a character-building race night for him, down in 22nd. Paul Huddy in 23rd. Chris Bradley, Philip Clark, Scott Jordison, Nick Evans, Richard Bazinski and Nathan Harvey. Bazinski and Harvey, both DNFs. Roldan also a DNF. Then we had a dead not start for Adrian Rice and Frank Papelio. So some character-building nights for a few drivers. I want to find out what actually happened to... no, okay, we can't. We have to actually quit out. And then we'll load up a replay and try and find out what happened to Viney on that last lap. So here we go. There it is. Play. Oh my god, that would be Justin Marshall. Thank you for the follow. Took me a second. I realised you just removed the vowels from your name, but great to see you joining us on the stream tonight. Hopefully you join in for the next round of Shakedown. A bit of a shame we didn't have you on tonight. Alright, so let's try and find the 118. Actually, I can just do this. I think after the first time I would have learnt, but I didn't. So, what actually happened to him? He's binned it somewhere, probably around turn 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to bet he has grabbed the sausage curb and that spat him off the circuit. No. Oh, he's had a massive tank slap moment and straight into the fence. Ah, you hate to see it. Hate to see it. Right on board here, you can see the steering wheel inputs from here. So, over the curb. And, oh, it was just that awkward little bounce as he came off the curb. That's unsettled the car, and he has just found the fence. Still manages to hold on to a top 10. You've got to be happy with that. I'd be happy with that. All right. Let's wrap this stream up with what we've got coming up next. So it is Friday night. We are back with GT Club on the OG Assetto Corsa for round number 2 of the IndyCar Championship. This race coming to you from Laguna Seca. So make sure you tune in for that one. It's going to be quite a wild night of racing. Round number 1 absolutely went beyond any expectations that I had of the IndyCar series from Barber Motorsport Park. So hopefully Laguna Seca is going to do exactly the same thing. Then on Sunday night, we're bringing you the next round of the AK Racing V8 Supercar Series from Adelaide. This is the series final for this season of 2022 before we start season 2 of 2022. It is a single 78-lap race, and that is going to be brutal for some of those drivers. Street circuit racing, tough at the best of times, and even tougher when you're running a V8 supercar. So make sure you tune in for that one. We'll be back in a week's time with Shakedown Racing round number 2 from Zandvoort. So if you thought Imola was a little bit painful, wait till we get to Zandvoort, and then we're going to see some real pain there. Yeah, hopefully we have the same top-notch racing that we saw tonight. Hopefully with more drivers on the grid. I know it's a little bit weird for me to say more drivers. We had 32 tonight. I don't think we can get more than 32, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Then in about 2 weeks' time, we go back with the Aussie Motorsport League's Stadium Super Truck Series from, Stadium Truck Series. I don't know why I keep calling them Stadium Super Trucks. Just Stadium Trucks. But we're at Long Beach. So Watkins Glen was a little bit painful for the drivers. Long Beach is going to be a lot of pain for the drivers, but certainly going to be very exciting for that one. So make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're joining us on YouTube, because we've got so much racing coming up here. Dustin Driver in the chat there. Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate. That was a hard drive for you. Got to be happy with the top 5, though, after all that. But yeah, great night for you, Dustin. Glad to see that you finally got rid of that AMG as well. Took you a while to sell it. Couldn't even get it stolen off you. Oh well. Anyway, I think that will wrap us up for tonight. Certainly been a great night. Thank you for the new follows as well out there. It's certainly means a lot. We're up to 437 followers. We're getting ever so closer to that 500 mark, that magic 500 mark that we just don't seem to be able to get to. So make sure you share the stream around, share the channel around. It'd be much appreciated. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. So until next time, until Friday night, I'm going to bid you adieu. And we'll see you next time.